Man, just treat today like any other day. If you're really trying to go out shopping, I got nothing to say. I mean, you know me to speak so freely, but anyways, this is the Bar for Bar Weekly. It's the Bar for Bar Weekly for the week of November 27th, 2020. Happy Black Friday, I guess. Please don't go out and go shopping. It's not worth it. This week was pretty light in news because Thanksgiving, there's a whole lot of nothing happening really. But there's some things to talk about. So, first off, Black Thought was on the Crate 808 podcast. And while on it, he announced that he had a bunch of projects coming. So he has projects with Q-Tip, with DJ Premier. So those are going to be just collab projects. I'm assuming that the Q-Tip one isn't going to be Q-Tip producing, and it's going to be him rapping with him. But obviously Premier is going to be producing. Probably something like Prime. And then he also announced that he's forming a supergroup with DJ Premier, T-Bone Burnett, and Elvis Costello. Who knows when we're going to hear of any of these projects, but it's exciting nonetheless. Moving on from that, Denzel Curry has been pretty vocal on Twitter for the last week, really. Talking about a lot of issues, you could say. The main thing to really come out of it is that he's pretty much said, he hates rapping because everyone has an opinion. Now, that's not necessarily saying that he doesn't like critics and doesn't like people who actually enjoy his music and talk about it. He is more saying, the people who are in the industry telling him what to do, he doesn't like their opinions. And that's fair. I mean, that's something that a lot of artists have to kind of work through. Because people in the industry think they know what they're doing, but to get you to be successful. And that, while that may be true, a lot of times doing so sacrifices the artist's integrity, which he's definitely not trying to do. Regardless, he's also been talking about his upcoming album. So he's mentioned a few features. He's said the title, I forgot now. But yeah, he's just been on Twitter a lot, interacting with fans. And just kind of posting a bunch of random things. And finally, the Grammys. It's still fuck the Grammys, by the way, but this year is the first year that I feel like they've actually gotten a good grasp on Best Rap Album nominees. So we have D-Smoke's Black Habits. We have Jay Electronica, Written Testimony. Nas, King's Disease, Freddie Gibbs and the Alchemist, Alfredo, and what was the last one? Royce of I-9, The Allegory. These are all very, very good albums, with the exception of the one that I've already reviewed and said was kind of trash. You can go back, because I reviewed every one of these except for Black Habits, and that was only because that was too early in the year for me to do reviews. Anyways, this is dope because we have actual rap projects on here. And really, no matter who wins, it's a win for the community, I think. But it's not all fun and games in Grammyland. One notable artist was basically not given any nominations, which doesn't make sense. So The Weeknd dropped, After Hours this year in March. And, he has one of the biggest songs, Blinding Lights, and it's been number one for a cool minute. And, he's been performing damn near everywhere. He is probably the biggest artist at the moment, or one of them at least. But he got no nominations. Why is that? We don't really know. The rumor is that because he agreed to do the Super Bowl, he wasn't going to be able to do the Grammys as well, because I think they're supposed to be the same weekend. The Weeknd. But apparently he was working out something with the Grammys to be able to perform there as well. Now, while those talks were still happening, The Weeknd, like all these nominations came out and he didn't get any nominations. So it's almost as if, like, at least the rumor now is that the Recording Academy or whoever's in charge of the Grammys, probably not the people actually setting up the nominees, basically whoever's in charge said, "Oh, you're not going to perform for us? Well, that's a damn shame. Guess you're not getting any nominations." At least that's what it feels like. A bunch of people have come out about it already, Drake included, and they're just all basically just repeating "fuck the Grammys." But yeah, it's a very interesting situation considering how big The Weeknd is and how big his album was. But we'll see what happens. It'll probably just end up getting swept under the rug, honestly, because things happen so quickly. People just kind of forget about what happened a couple months ago. So by the time the Grammys rolls around, we'll remember again, but in the months leading up to it, we probably won't see any change. With that said, there's a few songs and a few music albums, few hip-hop albums that came out this week. The only ones that I'm really keeping track of, and I know there are more, so let me know in the comments. Static Selecta, The Balancing Act. It's dope. The feature list is stacked. Lil Wayne dropped the No Ceilings mixtape, or No Ceilings 3, sorry. And finally, 38 Special and El Camino dropped Sacred Psalms. I believe Flea Lord also dropped something. Juicy J dropped THC. And I'm sure there's more as well. So let me know in the comments below if I missed anything in terms of music, because I'm busy. I don't always have time to check out every album, but if there's something dope, let me know in the comments. Also, like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you for watching, and please stay safe out there.